Hello everybody, it was me again, Beck Sang. Okay, so how's your imaginative work? Wonderful, right? So now we come to the different challenge today. Okay, so I want to let you know that actually before I want to become a teacher, actually my first dream job is being a fashion designer. So maybe some of you also have that dream, right, in your mind. Doesn't matter if you don't have that dream, you can still learn how to be a fashion designer somehow. So today let's try to do it. So you will on the Google Classroom, you will have a set of worksheets, something like that. So first of all, you will start with the dummy. Okay, you can choose to use either a ladies or maybe a male dummy as a model. So to start with, so I'm going to show you start how to draw the models, super easy. And then after that, you need to use some imaginations, and of course, you need to do a little bit research about the theme that I'm asking you to work on it. Today, we have a very interesting theme. I love that so much. The theme is monsters and humanities, okay? So for the fashion piece, I want you to emphasize on the idea of monsters and humanities. Okay, something dark, something witty, okay? So have fun and enjoy. So let's start with the drawing. First of all, put down the drawing here. If you can print them out, it's better. If not, I'm sorry, you have to maybe use a paper in your monitor and then you trace it, okay? If you have a paper printout, that's better. Then you take a regular piece of papers here, actually, and then you try to put them in the center of it. Then barely, actually, you can still see there's the trace of it. So you can trace. I just need the outline, okay? Try to get the outline as detailed as possible. Okay. Because later on you're going to dress your model anyway, right? So try to get as much as detail as possible. Of course, if you find any model that it's better than this, you can feel free to use that, okay? After you're tracing it, then you have to think about, wow, based on the idea of monster and humanities, what is your idea? So what I did is I looked up in the internet for some inspirations. I found this picture, it's very inspiring. These ladies, although it is a wedding gown, but actually I like the idea of like a spider webs, like wrapped around her. She was not being free, so I like the idea. Okay, and then I also find some mask. Okay, which some artist was done. I think it's so cool. I want my model have a mask on it, and I also find some other masks that I think is interesting. And then last but not the least, I also find that, wow, this crepe is beautiful. I want her to have a crepe like that, okay? So what I did is, I'm going to show you my design. Yes, this is my design. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I do this step by step. And then I'm going to show you how I'm going to use these markers to do that. Alright? Okay, first of all, what I did is I start from the shadow, so I just get it like a skeleton. So this part was inspired by the eagle, so kind of get the eagle. So I want to have a very heavy kind of like shoulder pad thing. So this is where the crepes are, so I just draw. Usually it was kind of like that, airy, pointed up like that. So this is what I did. And then secondly, I wanted to have a scarf. So what I did is I just draw the scarf here, and then somehow it was lying down like that. Alright, and then that's the scarf. And then I want in her center, because we're talking about humanities, right? So we also have a good heart indeed. So it's kind of like a cross, but it's like that. And then here, this part is kind of like because this is a lady, so I'm going to use chiffon from this part. So I'm going to make the dikes in here. And then this part, what I did is I will inspire from the bones of the animals. So it's kind of like the rib cage of a human body. So that's why I just keep on drawing the rib cage like that. So actually it can be anything you want, okay? It doesn't have to be that rigid, okay? You can change all the time. Now what I did is I was just trying to think about, oh, how does my hands going to come out? So that's great. It's going to be kind of covered up, so it's kind of like that, the hands coming out. And then I'm going to have more draperies here, right? And then now I'm going to erase this part because she's going to wear the dress, so she won't be able to see the upper leg. And then I keep on drawing more drapery here, very quickly, loosen up. And then it's kind of like the tulips. So we can see the legs, and this part's kind of like the evil tails coming out like that. And then I put it back the legs here. Alright? Okay, so next I was said I like this mask, right? So I start to draw the mask. So still remember the face like that. So I'm going to put these two parts here, and then I'm going to draw that. So I'm going to make us very basic shapes first for my drawing. This part is kind of like the leaves, right? So for these, you just make them very rough because later on you will use the liner to do the touch-up anyway, okay? So after you fill in all the details, then you need to use your liner. Using liner is very important. Myself like to use these Chinese calligraphy pen because you can get the tips very nicely done. So try to press it down and then lift it up like that, then you have a very nice tip at the end of it, okay? And that is very important. Don't try to draw the line is too rigid, or else it lost the characteristic of it, okay? So what I did is I just kind of highlighted something which I want, but at the same time you're still thinking about where are the darkness are, right? So I want to be dark, so I need to kind of outline the drapery, the line of the drapery with that. After you outlining that, then you color the rest of it. So make sure you do this part very carefully so that you have a very lovely drawing. So that's going to take some time. So if you feel like you need a break, of course you can take a break and come back anytime you want to finish it. If you sit there just for, I think, at least an hour and a half, very concentratedly, then I guess you can finish it. Okay, but if you talk about yourself, oh, maybe I'm a bit lazy now, I suggest you go take a quick nap and then come back for it. Okay, you cannot rush to produce a piece of masterpiece. So take your time and then color it, right? And then apart from just like darkening all the whole thing, remember actually we can use often different shapes. Now I'm using the dot because I want to keep the outline and yet I want to create some shadows. So I use dotted line rather than filling it up to do the shading. So you can use dot line if you want for some other parts, okay? Or if you want to use even cross-hatching line, that's could be done as well. So there's many numbers of lines that you can use, not just to darken it or to make your work more interesting, okay? And then for the face, I mean for the mask, I want to show you because actually drawing the mask is very interesting. First of all, you darken it, and then you can use different thickness of your line, of your marker, to try to mimicking the mask that I just told you that I was very inspiring with, and also with the line drawing itself. So you just do it slowly, gradually, slowly, then you think your work is very awesome. Okay, just keep your mood. And for me, if I'm doing artwork, I like to listening to some music when I was working. And for now, because I need to show you the steps, so I didn't play any music in the studio of Artron. But usually when I do artwork, I like to listen to music. So feel free to play any music that you like. But just for sure that you won't be distracted from it, okay? So just keep on adding the details that you like. And then you find, wow, actually I can draw very nice. I think most of you can do it now. I want to give it a mask. So, and then I want to give it like a dark mask. So now I just lift up the pen of my pen. So kind of slowly like that. So at the end, you will have that, and then you just keep on working on it. Hopefully, you can have a very interesting and challenging week of VA lessons. Goodbye.